Hello Nova, I came as fast as I could.
Hello Pixelina. Please provide the report of the day.
Storm brought small storms and lightning to CyberLand. She wants to make a blackout in CyberLand to destroy availability. The angry cats of CyberLand are her cats and they have destructive intentions. Maximus was seduced by this evil woman Storm and now he is captured. I have prepared an agenda about the secrets of access control.
Please present the agenda. We have to protect CyberLand.
What is the principle of least privilege? What is segregation of duties? What is privileged access management? User provisioning and how users are provisioned. Access control concepts, subjects, objects, rules. What is defense in depth, layered defense? Access control categories, administrative, technical and physical controls. Access control types. Preventive, detective, corrective, recovery, deterrent, compensating. Logical access controls, DAC, MAC, RBAC, ABAC. Quiz time. The principle of least privilege, POLP, is a fundamental security concept that dictates users should be granted the minimum levels of access, or permissions, necessary to perform their job functions, and no more. This is reducing the risk of unauthorized access and potential damage from security breaches. By limiting permissions, POLP minimizes the attack surface and enhances overall security. Imagine a receptionist at a company who needs access to the scheduling system to manage appointments. Under the principle of least privilege, POLP, the receptionist would have access only to the scheduling software and not to other systems like employee records, system configurations, payroll, or other sensitive financial data, which are not necessary for their role and could pose a security risk if accessed improperly. This way, the receptionist can perform their job effectively without having unnecessary access to sensitive information. Segregation of duties, SOD, also known as separation of duties, is a key internal control principle used to prevent fraud, errors, and conflicts of interest within an organization. It involves dividing critical tasks and responsibilities among different individuals or departments to ensure that no single person has control over all aspects of any significant business process. Dual control, SOD, helps to minimize the risk of collusion, where two or more individuals might conspire to commit fraud or other malicious activities. For instance, in a financial setting, one employee might be responsible for authorizing payments, another for processing them, and a third for reconciling the bank statements. This division of duties ensures that no single person can misappropriate funds without being detected. Privileged Access Management, PAM, is a cybersecurity approach that focuses on controlling and monitoring access to critical systems and sensitive information within an organization. It ensures that only authorized users have the necessary permissions to perform specific tasks, following the principle of least privilege. PAM helps prevent security breaches by managing and auditing the use of privileged accounts, such as admin accounts, and implementing measures like multi-factor authentication and session monitoring to detect and respond to suspicious activities. This way, organizations can protect their most valuable assets from internal and external threats. Let's say you have a house with several rooms, and some rooms have valuable items that you want to keep safe, like a jewelry box in the bedroom or important documents in the office. You wouldn't give everyone who visits your house a key to every room, right? Instead, you might only give them access to the living room and kitchen. Privileged Access Management, PAM, works similarly in a company. Imagine the company as the house, and the rooms are different parts of the company's computer system. Only certain people, like IT administrators, have the keys, permissions, to access all rooms, sensitive parts of the system. If someone needs to enter a specific room for a short time, they can ask for a temporary key, which is closely monitored and taken back once they're done. In this way, the company ensures that only trusted people can access important areas, keeping everything safe and secure. User provisioning is the process of creating, managing, and maintaining user accounts and access rights within an organization's IT systems. This involves setting up new user accounts, assigning appropriate permissions based on the user's role, updating access as roles change, and deactivating accounts when users leave the organization. Let's see how users are provisioned. 1. New employee, account created. 2. Onboarding, creating an account, or cloning a baseline account, for a new employee. 3. Changed position, account modified. 4. Temporary leave of absence, account disabled. 5. Separation of employment, account deleted. 6. Offboarding, deleting an account, or disabling then deleting an account, for a terminated employee. Access control is a security technique that regulates who or what can view or use resources in a computing environment. It involves three main components. Subjects. These are the active entities that request access to resources. Subjects can be users, processes, or devices. For example, a user logging into a system or an application trying to read a file. Objects. These are the resources or entities that subjects want to access. Objects can be files, databases, network devices, or any other resource that needs protection. For example, a document, a database table, or a printer. Rules. These are the policies or criteria that determine whether a subject is granted access to an object. Rules can be based on various factors such as the subject's identity, role, or attributes, the object's sensitivity, and the context of the access request. For example, a rule might state that only users in the admin role can delete files in a certain directory. Together, these components ensure that only authorized subjects can access specific objects under defined conditions, thereby protecting sensitive information and resources.
Useful info until now. What is defense in depth?
Imagine a medieval castle with multiple layers of defense, such as moats, walls, and towers, each designed to slow down and thwart attackers. Defense in depth, DID, also known as layered defense, is a cybersecurity strategy that employs multiple layers of security controls and measures to protect an organization's assets. The idea is that if one layer fails, others will still provide protection, thereby enhancing overall security. Let's see the key components of defense in depth. Administrative controls, policies and procedures that govern security practices. Security awareness training for employees. Incident response plans. Technical controls. Firewalls, to block unauthorized access. Intrusion detection systems, to monitor and detect suspicious activities. Anti-malware software, to protect against malicious software. Encryption, to protect data integrity and confidentiality. Behavioral analysis, to detect abnormal activities that could indicate a security breach. Physical controls, security measures to protect physical assets, such as keycards, security guards, and surveillance cameras. Now, let's see why is defense in depth important. Redundancy ensures that if one security measure fails, others are in place to mitigate the risk. Comprehensive protection addresses various types of threats from different angles. Adaptability can be tailored to the specific needs and risks of an organization.
Tell me more about access control categories.
Access control categories refer to the different measures used to protect resources and regulate access. These categories are broadly classified into administrative, technical, and physical controls, each addressing different aspects of security to ensure a comprehensive protection strategy. Administrative controls are the policies, procedures, and guidelines that govern how access is managed and enforced within an organization. These controls include security policies, employee training programs, access reviews, and user management processes. They are designed to ensure that access control measures are properly implemented and maintained. Technical controls use technology to enforce access restrictions and protect resources. These controls include mechanisms such as encryption, firewalls, access control lists, multi-factor authentication, and intrusion detection systems. Technical controls are essential for preventing unauthorized access and ensuring data integrity and confidentiality. Physical controls are measures that protect the physical environment where information systems and resources are housed. These controls include locks, security guards, dogs, gates, walls, surveillance cameras, access cards, fences, lights, cable protection, alarms, man-traps, bollards, biometric systems, etc. Physical controls are crucial for preventing unauthorized physical access to facilities and equipment, thereby safeguarding against theft, damage, or tampering.
Tell me more about access control types.
Access control types refer to the various methods used to manage and regulate access to resources, each serving a specific purpose in the security framework. Exam tip. These types can often overlap, and the context of the question will help determine the appropriate type. Preventive controls are designed to stop unwanted actions from occurring. Examples include least privilege, ensuring users have only the access they need. Drug tests, screening employees to prevent substance abuse. Intrusion prevention systems, blocking malicious activities. Firewalls, filtering network traffic to prevent unauthorized access. Encryption, protecting data from unauthorized access. Detective controls identify and alert during or after an attack. Examples include intrusion detection systems, monitoring network traffic for suspicious activity. Closed-circuit television, recording activities for later review. Alarms, notifying of unauthorized access attempts. Antivirus software, detecting malware on systems. Corrective controls aim to fix issues after an attack has occurred. Examples include antivirus software, removing detected malware. Patches, updating software to fix vulnerabilities. IPS, blocking and correcting malicious activities. Recovery controls help restore systems and data after an attack. Examples include disaster recovery environments, alternate sites for operations. Backups, restoring lost or corrupted data. High availability environments, ensuring continuous operation. Deterrent controls discourage potential attackers. Examples include fences, physical barriers to entry. Security guards, personnel to monitor and protect. Dogs, guard animals for security, for example, beware of the dog signs, warning signs to discourage entry. Lights, illuminating areas to deter intruders. Compensating controls provide alternative measures when primary controls are not feasible. These controls are used when other controls are too costly or impractical to implement. Hi Galactica, hi Cyber Warrior, what happened? I am on a call with Nova.
Hi Pixelina. Hi Nova. Perfect. We intercepted a conversation between Joker and Storm. Joker is planning something significant and potentially dangerous, and he is communicating with Storm. We successfully decrypted a message that was sent from Joker to Storm. The decrypted message states, "The end is near. XOXO, Joker." This message could be a part of a larger threat that Joker is preparing.
That fool. I can't believe him. I am angry now that he's teamed up with Storm.
Anyway, ShadowGirl informed me that she managed to contact Maximus. He was not captured, but it was his plan to let himself be captured in order to pass the security measures. We want to arrange Maximus' escape. Let's see what news Maximus has. Pixelina, you can continue your presentation.
We remained at logical access controls. Logical access controls are mechanisms that regulate who or what can access resources in a computing environment based on defined policies and rules. These controls include discretionary access control, mandatory access control, role-based access control, and attribute-based access control. Discretionary access control, often used when availability is most important. DAC allows the owner of the resource to decide who can access it. The owner has the discretion to grant or revoke access permissions to other users. This model is flexible but can be less secure because it relies on the resource owner's judgment. Mandatory access control, often used when confidentiality is most important. MAC is a more rigid access control model where access permissions are determined by a central authority based on predefined policies. Access to an object is determined by labels and clearance. Users cannot change access permissions. This model is often used in environments requiring high security, such as military or government systems. Role-based access control, often used when integrity is most important. RBAC assigns access permissions based on the roles within an organization. Users are granted access based on their role, and roles are defined according to job functions. This model simplifies management and ensures that users have access only to the resources necessary for their roles. Attribute-based access control. Access to objects is granted based on subjects, objects, and environmental conditions. ABAC grants access based on attributes of the user, resource, and environment. Attributes can include user characteristics, department, job title, name, role, ID, resource properties, classification level, and environmental conditions, time of day, location. This model provides fine-grained access control and can adapt to complex scenarios. For example, access to a sensitive document might be granted only to users in a specific department during business hours.
Great work, Pixelina. I'm so proud of you. My sweet daughter. One day, you will be a great captain on Starship. Now, it's quiz time. Let's see if the audience understood the concepts to answer the quiz.
Congratulations, future cyber warrior. Now you are ready for the next episode, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching and welcome to CyberLand.